Live and in color from Dallas Love Field, it's Runway DFW, the new YouTube channel dedicated to bringing you live action from the 31st busiest airport in the United States. Well, good afternoon. My name is Walt Zwerko, and yes, we are here at Dallas Love Field on Friday, April 1st, 2022. Now, what can you expect to see on this broadcast? Well, I can guarantee you're going to see a lot of Southwest Airlines planes. That is for sure. And what you're not going to see is any American Airlines planes, which is what we get to see a lot of at DFW Airport. So let me zoom out here and give you a kind of an overview of where we are. We're at the top of Parking Garage C, and we have a rather panoramic view of the airport, something we don't get over at DFW from our vantage point over at DFW Founders Plaza. So looky here, we can see all these planes. Look, here's an old Southwest livery, or I guess a former Southwest livery. with the name on the tail. And so we get to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gates, and here comes a plane. Well, I could be wrong. I got to get my cords sorted here. I got my headphone tangled up. I'm all shook up. Let me see. Let me move my tray table a little closer. Okay. Sorry, folks. Uh-oh. I have sinking tripod leg. Hold on a second. Let me give you a view here. I have to use the extension on my tripod legs for the first time. And apparently the lower section is not quite as tight as the upper section was. So hold on a second. Whoa. I got my little hex wrench here. I did try this out beforehand and everything seemed to be working okay. And then, what do you know? We have an immediate issue. Didn't think we'd be playing that so quickly. All right, that was the sound of my toolkit closing. Okay, we've got another Southwest plane on. Unlock this. This is all new to me, folks. I've never been up here before, but as you can see, it's a nice view. This is Southwest Flight 1017, one of your Boeing aircraft, which just disappeared from my radar. But it's going to, I think it said it was Seattle before it disappeared. Meanwhile, below us, I don't know if we can see it over this bridge we've got there. There's an aircraft getting ready for takeoff. Oh, what I also have to do is to straighten out my tripod because it's a little askew right now. That bothers me. So let me get you a wide shot here again whilst I do some tilting because the slack in the leg of the tripod threw my initial adjustments off. And does that look normal? Does that look level? I hope so. Well, there's only one runway open here, which makes things interesting. One runway for takeoffs and for land. And I'm sorry, but I haven't had a chance to look at your comments yet. So as soon as this one pulls off, we've got that one at the end of the runway ready to take off. And I did not see that. Oh, the one at the end of the runway is going to be taking off for St. Louis. This one that just came in looks like it's coming in from Nashville. It's over there. So let's see. We've got this one ready to roll. Bear with us here on Runway DFW. I think my tripod's still a little askew. I hate to give you a skewed image. Yeah, I'd say the next time I do this, I'm going to have to rearrange my... Let me try to adjust this again a little bit. Don't know if that's any better. We're also going to see in our time together here a lot of business jets. This airport is very close to downtown Dallas. That's an interesting livery. Almost looks like it's one color on one side and another color on the other side. And that was JSX coming in from Houston in Embraer 145 LR. I am told by a source that we're not having good reception here. Let me look. Got a pretty strong signal. I'm going to try resetting this tripod here. I know there's an echo, and I found out where it's coming from. I just don't know how to stop it. It's coming from the speaker in my camera. Let's see if this works. Does that stop it? Hello? I plugged something in. That didn't work. Hello? Well, that's not good. Okay. Well, we're just going to have to put up with that, and I'll figure it out next time. I am not happy with the angle of this production. Don't get dizzy. That's better, but I don't know why the problem is a little balance thing that the little floaty thing that tells me how the tripod is balanced is almost at my eyesight, so I can't look down into it. Well, we'll just proceed. Hope things get a little better. This, at the end of the runway, is a flight 2156, Southwest Airlines. It's a 737 7H4. It's on its way to Amarillo in West Texas. And while we wait for that, take a look over here. You can see the private terminals over there. Comes an interesting aircraft. My executive producer tells me that the signal is improved somewhat, I hope. This is a wheels up aircraft. It's headed to, oh no, I guess that's not it. Or is it? Yeah, that's it. Came in from Naples and just arrived after a 3.5-hour flight. So there you can see, wheels up on the back tail there. All right. Ooh, this is an interesting aircraft over here. At least has an interesting paint job. Oh, you know what that is? You see what's on the tail there? This is the home of Wrestlemania this weekend. And that is apparently linked to that organization based upon the decoration on the tail. So there you go. Wrestlemania for you guys. Okay, back to the end of the runway where we have, it's like this is the one that's going to Amarillo in Texas. The one in the background is going to Amarillo. It used to be, when I moved to Dallas many years ago, that Love Field was restricted as far as where you could go. You could only travel to the 4 states that bordered Texas. And that was an effort to discourage airlines from operating out of Southwest or out of Dallas Love Field and shift over to DFW Airport. Southwest said, nah, not so much. We're happy here. And so they made a very fine business, being an airport very close to downtown Dallas. So the first one in line there looks like it's Southwest 1185 on its way to Tampa. And the next one in line is Southwest 593 going to Nashville. And if you're just joining us here at Runway DFW, we do not, we're streaming to you today from Dallas Love Field and not from DFW Airport. Just had a small plane take off that I didn't even see on the tarmac. But I think these planes are now waiting for what's coming in. This is flight 1039 from El Paso in far west Texas on Runway DFW at DAL. DAL being the designation for Dallas Love Field. And where is it? Oh, there it is. You can tell I'm a little discombobulated here because I didn't do any test runs here. I just said, I'm going to come out. I saw on a Facebook page that's dedicated to local plane spotters, somebody wrote in and shared some pictures and said, hey, I was dropping off somebody at Love Field and I came up to the top of garage number C or letter C, and I got these pictures, and the pictures look pretty cool. But again, we're not going to see any, I don't think we're going to see any cargo planes. I did see a Delta. There are only 2 other airlines that fly into this airport. One is Delta, and we saw a Delta, and I wish we could have captured it. Maybe it'll go out while we're here. It was a Delta 717, which I haven't seen. And I haven't seen. It's a Boeing 717. I haven't seen that aircraft in quite a while. Which Delta does not fly into DFW with that. I'm getting a variable signal here as far as our transmission goes. It's going in and out from many bars to almost no bars. I'm going to try to move around our hotspot a little bit, see if it helps. Trying to put it in a place where I won't knock it into the abyss here. Because we're on like the, I don't know, the 7th level or the 8th level or something like that. I didn't try to see if we had access to the terminal Wi-Fi. We're pretty close to the terminal, as you can see, but that probably wouldn't give us the bandwidth we would need. So we'll keep going with this. But this is definitely something we don't get to see at DFW from our position. We don't get to see any of the gate activity. Unless you count UPS, which we do get to see a lot of there. My executive producer says there's questions to answer. The problem is my equipment is so far up that I can't see the camera is elevated like over my head to get over this wall. So let me see if I can get to some of your questions here. Fonzarelli wants to know, what side is this, east or west? And this is the east side of the airport. The west side is under construction. It's all torn up. I don't know if I can get a shot of that. But yeah, there's only one runway available right now. So here are there's some of the work going on the west side. So yeah, if you want to land here, we're overlooking the only runway that's available. clue you in as to where this one's going in a minute. It's a beautiful day here at Love Field. It's my thermometer, I'm trying to keep it in the shade, it says 80 degrees. It feels cooler than that. I think it is. This is coming in from Orlando. Yikes. Sorry, but my hotspot blew over in the wind, and I panicked because I was afraid it was going to go over the edge. There's another older livery Southwest with the airline brand on the tail instead of on the fuselage. Our friend Chuck Tolsma says there's a park by the lake on the approach, and planes fly right over your head, kind of like the hamburger place at LAX. Yeah, that's Bachman Lake Park, if I'm not incorrect there. I've been there to watch planes, but never to do any filming. So this raises the question for me is how much of Southwest's fleet is not painted in the newer color scheme? Or are these planes that they're going to retire when newer ones come into play? We definitely don't see this many business jets at DFW. And again, if you're just joining us, we're at Dallas Love Field today for our first foray. If the video is really bad, I'm recording it locally. Stream later on. With the full HD. This is flight 502 headed to Santa Ana in California. Let me deviate for a second because I was going to look at the paint job on this. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Here's one of these old liveries. I don't know if you can tell, the paint job looks kind of faded. There's definitely kind of a matte finish as opposed to the jets that are kind of glossy and shiny with the newer insignia. Where'd this one come from? Can't tell you. So there's the two older liveries that are parked on the tarmac. Or one is at gate 1 and the other is, I guess, waiting for a gate. There aren't many gates here at DFW. They actually reduced the number of gates over the years. This was once the international airport for Dallas-Fort Worth. Braniff flew 747s out of here to Europe. And American Airlines had flights here. And we're still getting reports of laggy video. So I'm going to, in a second, I'm going to try to change our connection. So I've got two connections. We try to be redundant here at Runway DFW. Let me park the old camera here. And you may see a disruption momentarily, but let's see if we can switch out our connection. Is that any better, my friends? And Saz Purpose wants to know, is it me or is it really laggy? It is. It has been laggy. I have changed to a different connection, and it's showing low bars though. So I don't know. This may turn out to be not a success. So anyway, assuming you can see us, this aircraft parked on the taxiway is still waiting for a gate. And again, that's because there aren't very many gates here. Southwest has all the gates except for two, which are, those two belong to Alaska Airlines, which also flies into here along with Delta. Delta does not have any gates here, but they contract with Southwest Airlines for a single gate. And you're probably wondering, where's the skyline of Dallas? Because we are a lot closer to Dallas. We can see the skyline of Dallas from Dallas-Fort Worth Airport from our position. But I'm going to swing all the way around here. Unfortunately, most of the Dallas skyline is obscured by the parking garage But that's it down there. We're just a few miles from there. I was hoping we'd get a little better view of it from here, from our position, but not to be. But here is the rooftop of parking lot C. And yeah, I'm seeing a little lag on my return feed as I pan, so I thought being up high and in a major metropolitan center, the center of a major metropolitan area, I'd get really good reception here. But we're in an area where lots and lots of people, that can be a problem sometimes. Let's zoom in over here to, what is it? Textar Aviation? I can't read it. Maybe you can. Or T-Tar Aviation. I don't know what that is. Oh, there's an interesting aircraft. Can you identify it? It's got 4 engines, and they're not jets. Let me know in the comments if you have any idea what that is. That is a Hercules. And that is from, let me put you on there, Game Vader. Our good pal at Airline Videos Live, Kevin, is wondering if our CPU is overheating. And I don't think so. We haven't been on the air very long, but let me see if I'm getting any complaints. In the meantime, one aircraft has pulled out. And that should mean that this guy has been waiting patiently. Will be able to pull into a gate. Southwest Airlines is very well known for its ability to turn planes around at the gate. They typically don't spend too much time deplaning and loading up for the next leg of their trip. Got a flight coming in from Minneapolis, St. Paul, flight 1900 on Runway DFW at DAL. And I know it's there. There it is. You know that Sid Squad has an IKEA in the background, and we have a Sam's Club. I think our signal issues are more involved with, or our video, the problem seems to be with our connection as opposed to our gear at this end. We don't plan on having a very long stream today, probably about 90 minutes. Or maybe less if we just go off the air entirely. I don't know. Oh, yeah, that is. Nice breeze here. Thanks for bearing with us. If you are just joining us here, we're trying to bring you live coverage from Dallas Love Field. We are not at our usual spot at DFW Airport. And pretty much all we see here are Southwest planes. I know there's a Delta jet parked at one of the gates. It's behind the general, but I can't see. All I see is Southwest tails over there. Yeah, I'm definitely not getting a good signal here. I'm gonna try to switch back to my other one because it's definitely got more bars than the one I'm looking at now. So hang in there for a second while we manipulate things. Okay. Game Vader commenting on the presentation yesterday by Airline Videos Live from the top of the H Hotel at LAX. I got to see a pretty good chunk of it while I was working at my regular job. So anyway, if you like Southwest Airlines and you like Boeing 737 aircraft, this is the place to be. We don't see any Southwest aircraft at DFW. The airline Southwest, which is based here in Dallas, just to the west of where we are, they've never served DFW Airport. In fact, I remember when I was working in Dallas at the TV station WFAA, there was kind of a minor, uh, some, it became a notable event when a Southwest plane landed at DFW for reasons of, I can't remember what it was, probably weather, or I don't think it was a problem with the aircraft. I think it was just there was a weather event which kept it from landing at Love Field, and so it diverted to DFW. And the question is, are all Southwest Boeing? Yes, Southwest is all Boeing. It's all 737s. Now they have several different models of 737, but it's all 737. And that was a decision by management a long time ago to standardize their aircraft so that they wouldn't have any problem with pilots. All their pilots could fly all their planes. So if they had an opening somewhere, they didn't have to determine if that pilot was rated for that aircraft. And this is flight 2553 coming in from beautiful downtown Burbank in California. So activity is starting to pick up. But if our signal is still not so good, I've run out of options for now. So as we said earlier, there's only one runway here for takeoffs and landings. We've got a flight coming in. Not a Southwest jet, of course. Seem to have had a little buffeting there on the way down. So I guess the name of the game here is to get off the main runway as soon as you can so that other planes can either land or take off. This Gulfstream jet is off to Santa Barbara in California. There's a question in the chat from Gary. That wasn't it. Hold on. Do you think Southwest will ever go to another type of aircraft? I definitely haven't seen any inkling of that happening. Southwest seems to be pretty locked into the 737. It does what they need to do. Southwest can now fly from Dallas to anywhere. It was restricted to anywhere in the United States. It had been restricted to the 4 adjoining states under the Wright Amendment until a few years ago. I have that on my note cards here, actually. What year that was? I'm going through my note cards now. So 2014 was the year the Wright Amendment was allowed to expire. The Wright Amendment was that rule that kept the Southwest limited, or any airline from Dallas Love Field, limited to the 4 adjoining states. Now you could fly further than that. Oh, look at that. There's our Delta 717. Well, that's going to be, I don't know, the highlight of today. That's a 20-year-old aircraft dating back to March 2002. And of course, that's the design that Boeing inherited from the DC-9 and the MD-11, the twin engine in the back. But while Delta flies into DFW, they do not fly this aircraft, so that is a little treat for us. Chuck wants to know, what garage is this? This is Garage C. I think it's the newest one, and it's not a bad place to watch aircraft. Saz likes Delta. And here goes the 717. And didn't list a destination on flight radar. So if you're a fan of T-tails, there you go. It goes right up, doesn't it? It's not fooling around. Looks like at the end of the runway we've got a flex jet, a Bombardier Challenger 300 right there. It's headed to Scottsdale, Arizona. But I think, looks like it's going to be waiting for the next contestant at Dallas Love Field, coming in from Denver. Hello. Hang on, I've got to talk to a person with a badge, so hold on for a second. Yes, sir.
Yeah, just walking around.
Okay.
I figured you were actually amateur, but just really good hobby equipment.
Yeah, it's hobby equipment for sure. But if you need to check anything, I'm happy to.
No, I totally get it. You doing it professionally or just for fun?
This is a YouTube channel.
Okay.
So it's Runway DFW.
Okay, cool. No, I watch all that shit too. So very cool. Nice to meet you.
Okay, nice to meet you too, sir.
So, good vantage point.
This is a great vantage point. I don't have a very good connection, but it's a good vantage point.
It's a good vantage point.
This is the first time I've been up here, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the first time I've been up here. Everybody's departing from the south, coming in from the south.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get a shot of this here.
Go ahead. Special scheme.
Okay. Here's our first special livery of the day. That's kind of wild. Very nice. Dallas police officer who was just checking on things here, making sure that nothing was going awry. And wow, what is that? It's like United We Stand. Was that the seal of California? It's got bears on it. So we've seen a 717 Delta. We now see this special livery pulling up to the gate. And earlier we showed you the World Wrestling Federation. Well, I guess, do they call it that anymore? No, it's WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, I think it is now. Some big contrails in the sky right now. There was one, well, I can't get to it anymore, but it looked very interesting. So let's see what we've got. We've got another one coming in, which I guess is going to take precedence over the one that's about to take off. No, it looks like the one that's about to take off is gonna take off. On Runway DFW at Dallas Love Field. And it didn't take long for that to take off before this one landed. Timing is everything. As you can see, we've only got one obstruction up here, and that's this lightning rod at the corner of the top of garage C. Yeah, for those of you who missed it earlier, our view of the World Wrestling Entertainment plane. There it is, and that's here because I heard on the radio, I don't really know anything about it happening, but I heard on the radio coming in that it's Wrestlemania in Dallas this weekend, or I think it's at the American, well, I'm not sure if it's at, I can't remember if it's at AT&T Stadium in Arlington or if it's at the arena in downtown Dallas, the AT&T Center. I mean, I don't know, the American Airlines Center is in downtown Dallas. Not a wrestling fan. I have a wrestling story. When I was in college, my roommate did some part-time work for the local station that did wrestling events. And it was one of these local wrestling shows that were very popular back in the, I want to say, 70s. So he let me know that he asked, and then we went to a match together because we just did that for fun. Wrestlemania is at AT&T Stadium. That's in Arlington. So I've been corrected, or the clarification has come in from the home office. And so anyway, my friend told me, now watch the announcer at ringside. When he takes his glasses off, the match will end. And so I watched, and sure enough, he took his glasses off. Then the match came to an almost immediate end within 30 seconds or a minute. So that's my wrestling story. Now I'm sure it's all in the up and up. I don't mean to say anything about Santa Claus not being real. I see a plane coming in. I don't see it on the radar. Some of these small planes don't show up on the radar, or smaller planes. But as I said, we've got all sorts of private planes parked way out there, all along the perimeter of the airport. Let's see if we see anything interesting there. There's a 7-Eleven and a Walgreens. Planes of all shapes and sizes. I was going to show you this. It's right across from us. This is the old Braniff terminal. Now, you may have heard of Braniff. It was a pretty major airline until they went belly up. It was based in Dallas, and they built their own terminal, and that's it. And I think it was threatened with demolition at one point, but it appears as though it has some tenants now. They've redone it. There's FlexJet and Tagir or Tagir. I can't read that. So yeah, so it's got a new purpose in life. But apparently it was very modern for the time. I was reading last night that it was the first terminal at this airport to have jetways. Everything else was, before that, it was all rolling up some stairs to the plane. Are we out of business again? Game Vader, I'm having problems live streaming today. Yeah, I am. I think everything is working except our connection. Oh, yes. Our hotspot is down to 4G connection. And that is not good that does not bode well for us. Well, we'll hang in there. These things do tend to come in and out, but I know it doesn't make for a very good viewing experience. What time is it? It's 1:37. We've been on the air for about an hour and 7 minutes, I would say. Another backup on the tarmac here. As it's just a matter of waiting for gates. This flight, I believe, came in from Midway Airport in Chicago. The 7-year-old 737-8. That one just came in from Houston, which is, I'm pretty sure, among the top destinations from here. Southwest flies to both airports in Houston, Intercontinental and Hobby. I just got a fist bump from our police officer. Very kindly looking over us. Here you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but just a lot of contrails in the sky today. It's like they're playing tic-tac-toe up there. We were looking at some of the business jets across the way. We didn't zero in on all these, but there's a pretty wide variety of, some of which are fairly large. Well, I think all of these planes here on the that are in front of us, these three, I think they've all been there since we got here. Coming in from New Orleans is Flight 873, off in the distance. See if we can locate that for y'all. There it is. Donnie Palmer has got some fun stuff to do with grandkids and dogs. Thanks for your best wishes for our connection. Thanks for hanging out with us for a while. We have some action down at the far end of the runway with a flight to Salt Lake City. It's Flight 803. Need I say it's Southwest Airlines. And there's the Sam's Club down there. And for those of you who are watching from overseas, it's kind of like the Costco version of Walmart. What else can we show you? There's some things to see over on the west side. We did look at. You can see the piles of. Well, you will be able to when I zoom into it. The piles of dirt there, which are part of the runway renovation on that side of the airport. And there are some hangars over there. I remember once I was riding on the DART train to work, which goes right behind those airplanes there. And I saw a plane which looked different. I wasn't sure what it was, so I took a picture of it and got the N number off of it, and it was a BAC 111, and apparently it was one of the last ones that was still flying. It's not there anymore. The last I heard of it, it had been acquired by a museum in, I think it was Kansas City, and I don't know what the status of it is, if it's still flying or not. I think the museum in Kansas City also had an L-1011 in its collection. These little planes are kind of hard to pick out. So for you N number aficionados, there's the one for that. It's a flex jet coming in from Palm Springs. A Bombardier Challenger 350. So we're going to try to hang on here for another 10 minutes or so before I got to go back to work. It's kind of an experimental broadcast here from Dallas Love Field. Technically not successful, but I appreciate all of you who have joined us for this little experiment. Getting a little breezy. Oh, we have a pushback. This looks to be Flight 1835 on its way to Sacramento in the great state of California. couldn't see where this plane that pulled out went. There's the tail and the tip of the wing. Got a Navy plane coming in here. A Beech T-6B Texan on this My. No, that's not. Oh, it's about to take off. I was trying to figure out what was coming in. Let me see if I find this Navy plane on there. There it is. Not a very big one, is it? Looked like it needed about 200 feet to take off. What have we here? Well, that's the Navy plane. It says Navy right on it. Our chat room is agreeing that that's a P8. That propeller plane was the Texan that took off prior to seeing this one land. Oh, there's something we usually don't see at DFW Airport. I did see that a German military plane came into DFW a couple days ago, or earlier this week anyway. There's some speculation that it might have had something to do with the purchase of U.S.-made aircraft, some of which is built here in the U.S. Look at all those antennas on top of there. They can get all the satellite channels. And here we have another large private plane. N599 CH. That's where this Navy plane is going. Pulling up to a hangar on the other side of the runway. This plane taking off for Midway Airport in Chicago. Well, executive producer Mrs. Runway DFW is letting me know that this is a very bad signal. So for those of you who have persevered, I appreciate it very much. I'll probably have to do another test broadcast from up here before we try again, from Love Field anyway. This one's not on my radar, folks. I'm being told that you're probably just seeing a sequence of still shots, and that is obviously not acceptable. So I think, regrettably, we're going to have to shut this thing down. And now I'm about to play exciting music to not match what you've been watching. You've been watching Runway DFW, the Dallas Love Field edition. We've tried to bring you some action from here, and as I said, I've got it all recorded here. Maybe if time allows, I will just I will upload the whole thing, and then you can see what you might have seen otherwise. But thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate your likes and your subscriptions. And we'll try again tomorrow or Sunday from Dallas Fort Worth Airport, our home. See you then.